Hello everybody, how are you today? I'm so happy to see you here, checking out your speech assignment for the week and ready to go. So if you are watching this video, you are here to practice your listening skills today. Like I always tell you, you are the sweetest, you are the best, you are the kindest boys and girls. You totally know how to follow directions and follow rules. Now, sometimes we all break the rules and need a little reminder from our grown-ups, right? But this activity is not about learning how to follow the rules. This activity is about training our ears to hear all of the words that people say around us. Remember all those words, hold them in your head, and then be able to use those words to tell stories of our own, follow directions, share things later. You know, if any of those things are tricky for you, that's why we practice them in speech, so that they become easier for you everywhere else. I always say that, like, my job is to make talking as easy as possible. And whenever you're communicating with the people around you, listening is an important part of talking. Okay? You have to listen to what other people are saying to know what to say back to them, or to know what they asked you to do, or to know what they might be talking about next. So that's why it's so super important that we practice these skills. So today I have directions with 2 parts, okay? And we're going to see if you can follow both parts. So don't forget that if any of these are tricky for you, you can always pause the video. You can rewind it to hear my direction again. You can play it whenever you're ready to join back in. That's the beauty of this, is that you can practice it at the pace that works for you. If we were in speech, we would be practicing that strategy of, if I give you a direction and you remember both parts and you do both parts, great. If you don't remember both parts, what do you say to let the people around you know that you don't remember? There's a couple things you can say. You could say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Can you please repeat? Can you say that again, please?" Okay, whatever is comfortable for you to say. There's several different ways that you could let the people around you know, I didn't hear what you said and I need you to repeat that, okay? And that's okay to do. So at the end, parents, I'll talk about some things too. So make sure you stay tuned in after we go through the directions with your child, and we'll just have a little chat at the end. So let's jump in. Are you guys ready for number 1? Let's do it. So I will say the sentence with both parts of the direction, and then I'll say go, or I'll point to you, and you see if you can do it, okay? All right, let's get started. Number 1, count out loud to 3, then point to your cheeks. Go. Okay, did you count out loud to 3? Did you point to your cheeks? If you got both parts, great job. Nice, good listening. If you didn't, pause, rewind it a little bit, listen again, and try it again, okay? Okay, here comes number 2. Point to something green, then make a sad face. Go. Did you look around? Do you see something green wherever you are, in your room, on your porch, wherever you may be practicing, something green like this grass? And then did you make a sad face? There you go. If you got both parts, great job. Good listening, my friends. Number 3, say your favorite ice cream, then clap your hands 3 times. Go. Did you say your favorite ice cream? Did you clap 3 times? There you go. Nice. All right. Good listening. Number 4, pretend to sneeze, then bark like a dog. Go. Did you pretend to sneeze? Achoo. Did you bark like a dog? There's all kinds of different barking noises. You could do like a little dog, like a yip, yip, yip. Or you could do like a big dog, you know? I'd like to hear your barking. I bet it's cute. Okay, let's do the next one. Pretend to brush your teeth, then close your eyes. Go. Okay, you can open your eyes now. Did you pretend to brush your teeth? Did you close your eyes? Good job, good listening. Okay, next one. Bark like a dog, then stomp your feet 4 times. Go. Did you bark like a dog again? Maybe you did a different dog this time. Did you stomp your feet 4 times? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to count on that one. Good. That number is important too. Think about when you're in your classroom, if your teacher tells you, turn to page 32. If you don't turn to page 32, you're on the wrong page, right? Or maybe mom tells you, go upstairs and get 5 towels. And if you don't get 5, maybe someone in your family doesn't have a towel to use. You know, so numbers and directions are super important. So that's why we practice them, hanging on to those numbers. Okay, let's get started on our next one. Okay, say your last name, then hold up 3 fingers. Go. Okay, did you say your last name? Did you hold up 3 fingers? Nice. There you go. Good. Good job. Okay, stick out your tongue and point to something red. Go. Did you stick out your tongue? Did you point to something red? Did you find something in the room that you're in? Good. Say happy birthday, then clap 2 times. Go. Did you say happy birthday? Did you clap 2 times? Good, good. Okay, next, last one actually. Say your name, then do a somersault. Did you say your name? Did you do a somersault? I might not have given you enough time to do that. Especially, maybe you're in a room that's too small for a somersault. That was kind of a silly one, wasn't it? But I just wanted to give your grown-ups lots and lots of ideas of all the different things they could ask you to do to practice this. Okay, I hope you had fun following along with me, my little friends. This is one of my favorite activities to do in speech because it just feels like we're playing a game whenever we practice our listening skills. You know, grown-ups, I hope that, like I said in my other videos, I hope this gives you lots of ideas for how you can practice these skills at home. You don't need any materials. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need any workbooks to do this. You can do this just by talking out loud, and it's fun for your child. It's a fun way to connect with your child too, you know? They can give you a direction. You can give them a direction. You can take turns with it. If this was really, really easy for your child, I've mentioned before, you can either put a 3rd direction on, or you can just add more descriptive things, you know, more describing attributes to your direction. So adding in more of those numbers, or you can say point to something red and shiny, or you could say, you know, point to something that's the same shape as a stop sign, you know, so you can get, you know, more abstract with your directions and complicate it a little bit and see how your child does with that. Maybe that's, you know, the next layer you need to add on to challenge them a little bit. If these were hard for your child, that's okay too. Like I said, pause, give them an opportunity to either, you know, you say the direction again or rewind and have me say it again. Another thing you can do, and this is what I would do in, you know, face-to-face. If I saw they were having a difficult time getting both parts, I would add in as many visuals as I could. Okay, so start with tons of visuals and then slowly fade them away. So for example, like count out loud to 3, then point to your cheeks. I would say, you know, first count out loud to 3, then point to your cheeks. okay? And see how they do with that. If that's still hard with added visuals, get rid of some of the words. Count to 3, point to cheeks. First, count to 3, then point to cheeks. You could even, instruct them to follow along with the motor movements with you. And that's just a piece of science that we know, that when we pair a motor movement with, speaking, we remember both parts better. I don't know why. There's definitely a scientist somewhere that can tell you why, someone who studies the brain. A neurologist, someone. But I know that for sure. And I've just seen that, in my speech over the years working with kids, that when you pair things with a gross motor movement or a fine motor movement, any kind of movement, just think about like the Macarena. Like you hear that music and you just start all those years later. So when you pair a movement with a sound, something you're saying, a song, it aids the memory so much. So if it was hard, try that. Try adding in the visuals. What I'm really doing out loud is, I give them the instruction, give them the opportunity to try it, and then I'm narrating what it sounds like inside of our brains when we're doing this. Now, when we're following 2-step directions, we don't consciously think, first I'm going to count to 3, then I'm going to point to my cheeks. We just do it. But, we have that internal narration if we need it. We think, wait, what was the second part? So we're modeling that internal narration for them of, doing that self-check. Okay, did you point to 3? Great. Or I'm sorry, did you count to 3? Great. Did you point to your cheeks? Great. So I'm having them do a self-check. I'm narrating it. I'm modeling for that dialogue I want to be playing in their head. And, I want them to develop on their own. So there's just like truly the simplest activity that you can do, but it really yields a wealth of skills for your child. So if you have any questions with this at all, always reach out to me. Let me know. If this was super easy for your child and you want something more challenging and those little hints I gave you didn't quite seem to do it, or if this is way too tricky and you want something that's the next level down to get back, to work towards this level, let me know. I can help you with that too. Talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye.